And welcome to another episode of Thompson's Comic Corner. I am your host, Zach. Now, we have an extra special podcast episode today because not only do I have one new co host, not only do I have two new co hosts, I have three new co hosts.
Right.
Woohoo!
Now, I don't know if you guys listen to the comic book. See, I already messed it up. Told you I
No,
was
it's
gonna mess it
fine.
up.
It's fine. You were close. You had
You're
two
very
words
close.
out of
Comic
three.
Really
You
book
keep
club.
going.
To the end.
You can keep going. You're
the
good.
other word is silent, so you actually hit it perfectly. It's comic book
100%.
club,
We
but
never
the
say
club
the
is
third
silent.
Yeah,
See, look,
we
I
go
did that
comic
on
book, and then there's a
purpose.
weird pause every episode.
I
Yeah.
did that on purpose to set it up for you guys to come in.
Oh,
See?
Nice.
I could tell.
Brilliant.
I could smell a trap right there.
Yeah.
So I have Alex, I have Justin, and I have Pete from the Comic Book Club.
That's correct.
That's us.
You nailed
And-
that part.
Now, see, look, told you. Now, they have an awesome podcast that I listen to all the time.
Aw.
Now, I don't know if they listen to me, but they could just lie to me and tell me it's fine.
I'm listening to you right now.
Yeah, exactly. First time listener, first time guest.
So I chose for you guys Brand New Day, the new little trade paperback
Yes.
compact edition thing that Marvel did that they actually did right. I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. $10, little tiny manga inspired size book. Before I talk about how I feel about it, how did you guys feel about it?
Well, I'll just say on what you were just saying, I was very pleasantly surprised to see the smaller size, the $9.99 price point, because Marvel has the premiere editions that they put out that ostensibly are supposed to compete with the DC compact comics, but they're $14.99 and larger, which seems to kind of defeat the whole purpose of what DC is doing. So, in essence, I do like the idea that, hey, there's a movie called Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out, and we have a book called Spider-Man Brand New Day that is super cheap to pick up for fans. That's my positive take.
Good take.
Nice.
Positive
Thank you.
take. I mean, I really enjoyed this. It's wild to me, and we talk about this a lot, that they Marvel and DC does this too. They release books tied to the movies that are so deep in continuity, and this one is the same. And like, as a continuity, I know I read all these when they came out, so I'm hyped. And the art is fantastic in this edition across the board. Chris Bachalo, Marcos
Yeah,
Martin.
I'm a big botch head.
Paulo
Yeah.
Rivera.
Paulo Rivera, that issue is so good. So the art's fantastic, but I'm like, why are you telling these super in continuity stories where you got like, wait, Carly, they dated, Peter and Carly dated, and
Yes.
it's a little wild, but great addition. Crazy they do it this way. I was reminded about how much I like this era of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think I agree with the art being awesome.
Oh,
This
right, this is the part you're mad at, Pete.
yeah, this is the part where I almost walked away from comics for a while. I also like
Again?
It still
Did you
makes
just get
me-
a rewalk? Did you do a rewalk away?
it
He
still
did a
makes
walk
me
around
mad.
The block.
Yeah,
Came
this
back,
is-
read some more comics.
Not one of my favorite Spider-Man stories, but like said before me, there are some great moments, some kind of cool stuff. And it's nice that they do kind of put a compendium together, a collection that is, holding the line at $9.99. So
Now
Yes,
that's
good.
a deep cut.
Yeah, that is a very deep cut. I just want to continue on what you said, though, Justin, because it's like I was being very positive about it, but the thought doesn't count in this case. Like, it's not like, oh, it's nice that they did that, period, because somebody is going to see Spider-Man Brand New Day, the movie, walk into store and be like, oh, cool, Spider-Man Brand New Day, the comic, which they adapted for the movie. And it is not just like a series of stories from the Brand New Day era, which was not a story. It was an era of like, what, 3 years, 100 plus comics,
Longer,
something like
I
that.
feel like.
Yeah. Went on for a while, multiple writers and storylines going and everything. But it's also non-consecutive comics. So, like,
yeah.
even as somebody who also, I mean, we were reading this at the time, you read like the first story by Zeb Wells, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the status quo for Peter. And then you read the next story, it's like, nope, he's a taxi driver now. And then you read the next story, it's like, oh, he's working at a fourth newspaper and 3 stories. What is happening here? So in terms of that, I cannot imagine that not being a insanely frustrating experience for anybody. So when I laud Marvel for getting the price point right and getting the size of the book right, but man, do anything else. So they are doing a lot of things currently in the comics where they're like, yeah, we have like 4 different comics that have some iteration of Spider-Man, Punisher, and Hulk, who are all in the movie in these comic books, but also none of them have anything to do with the stories. So I don't know. We're obviously very deep in it, but like that was frustrating to me. Like I like some of these stories, and I remember liking some of these stories in this book, but thinking about it, like taking a step back and thinking about like why does this exist? I don't know. To be very mean about it, I don't know if it justifies its existence.
Wow, what a turnabout from Alex. Zach, what did you think about this book?
Yeah, well, Zach, did you want to
We're
talk
hosting
during this?
now.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now here's, you guys read this before. You guys lived that moment.
Mhm.
I did not. So I am going into I'm the fan
This
that
is
is
perfect.
gonna go see the movie, picked this up, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what am I reading? I'm missing a lot of things. And I know I am. Like Mr. Negative, I know who he is, but if somebody's picking this up, they have no idea who he is. And he's literally in the book for like 3 panels for us. And then
Yeah.
you have the part where, see, my least favorite is Hammerhead. Those issues, those are my least favorite.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that
What didn't you like about him?
the
Yeah.
the art style. No, that's
Chris
not for
Botch.
me. Yeah, that's not for me. I really liked the Flash story. That was really
Oh,
good. And that's right
amazing story.
before Agent Venom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I liked the Mark Waid. I'm a firm believer that Mark Waid has never written a bad book.
Oh,
With you.
So I really liked his stories, and I liked the first, I think it's the first 3 issues, which would have been 555 and 557. I liked that story, but the rest of it was all over the place, and I had no idea what was going on. So
So were you about to say that about the initial story, Justin? You can go
No,
ahead.
you go ahead. I know you're doing a little zing.
Oh, okay.
You're about to
So
zing.
I got pretty excited when I saw that. That's the Zeb Wells, Chris Bachalo story right at the top there, because I remember really liking the art in it because it's Spider-Man going through the snowstorm. It's getting thicker and thicker as it goes. As soon as I saw the beginning of that, like I was taken back to originally reading those issues and being like, oh, this looks cool. Like
Yeah.
this just looks really beautiful. And then you have these white ninjas that are showing up in the snow as well. And I remember even probably liking that story, except reading it now, Zeb Wells, when he came back and did a run on Amazing Spider-Man, expanded on that story, which when I read the story recently in Amazing Spider-Man, I was like, I don't remember what you're talking about. You're talking about Rabin, who is Rabin, and it is tied to this whole thing where, spoilers for the more recent run, where Rabin has a son named Paul Rabin who gets trapped in another dimension with Mary Jane for several years. They get kind of married. They sort of have these imaginary kids. It's a whole thing. And when it eventually got around,
Paul
really
just died, Alex. So why don't you put a little nice
put a little sugar on his name.
Exactly.
Is that what you say?
Put a little sugar on his name. That's what you say. Definitely. A lot of
anyway,
eulogies start
some people
with that.
say rest in peace. Others say put a little sugar.
Oh
on it.
yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That is rest in peace. Not put a little sugar on that name.
Yeah.
All right. That explains why everybody's been yelling at me at funerals, I guess.
Well, I just want to say about my dearly departed grandmother. Put a little sugar on her name.
Yeah.
Huh, what an interesting relationship they had.
I am
Alex
100% using that as a soundbite.
I think it's
Great. Great.
Feel free.
Yeah.
Make me go viral, please.
Make me.
Anyway, the thing is, like, I actually do like Paul, and I like eventually what Al Ewing did with Paul, but that storyline got so
Ooh.
convoluted and annoying that reading this again, I was like, oh, this is where it started. What a
The
bummer.
origin of Paul.
Yeah.
Now, but here's the thing: we don't know. What if Brand New Day, the movie, features a series of Mayan warriors with wings for some reason who also exist in the snowstorm? We don't know.
It could. We've only
Maybe
seen the
that's the
trailers. That's like 2 to 3 minutes of footage tops.
Now I have another. You guys read all this when it was all coming out. Why did
Right.
they change creators so much? Like for somebody that's never read all this, like I need to know because it literally changes like every time, like every story arc. It's all new.
So
Well,
this was, I think this was Nick Lowe, who is still editor of Spider-Man, came up with this idea that essentially do it as like a writer's room. So it was Bob Gale, Zeb Wells, Joe Kelly, Mark Waid. Is that right? Dan
Mark
Yeah.
Slott?
Guggenheim, the
Mark
Googs.
Guggenheim.
The Googs.
Yes, Mark Waid jumped in on a story. And then Dan Slott as well, I think. And they
Added later.
basically would hash out the stories and then they would rotate through the writers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's why it's so much, and that's why like, and they do vary pretty wildly in tone. I feel like the Zeb Wells and a Bob Gale. Bob Gale, famously the writer of Back to the Future, right? So his stories feel a little bit. He mentions the writer's strike that was happening, had just ended back then. He does a lot of slightly Hollywood things, and honestly, I felt a little nostalgia for that tone. The part I was excited about in here was the Paulo Rivera art and Marcos Martin art on in the back half of this, but also Joe Kelly. You get a little early Joe Kelly in here, and Joe Kelly doing a just banger run right now, and it was great to see sort of that same tone of it being fun and funny, and then horrifying with the aforementioned Hammerhead stuff that happens in his issues, which is so intense.
I like how when you said like a young Joe Kelly, you were like wafting it like it was a
I want it.
bouquet
I'm trying
of
to-
scents. Just like, ooh, do I smell a young Joe Kelly in here? Oh my God. What a connoisseur of comics you are.
This is a 2005 Joe Kelly, I believe, a younger version.
Yeah, a
Oh,
little
what a
smoky,
year.
Spell
little-
the sugar on his name.
He got sugar on his name. It's getting more sexual the more you say it. The more you say it, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you for picking up on that.
Oh boy.
See, now I feel bad because you guys are talking about how much you like Joe Kelly, and the issues that I don't like the most are the ones he wrote.
Well, but you said the art, and that's okay. The
Yeah.
art is intense.
Chris Bocciolo is one of these very divisive artists like Umberto Ramos. I feel like they come from the same school where they're exaggerating everything, stretching things out. There are a couple of things in the Chris Bocciolo art where I was like, that's not a human face. Like a neck stretches way too long, or Peter Parker's nose changes shape between various panels. But what he's doing, I think, is he's cartooning, right? Like he's representing the
tuning.
characters
Yeah,
versus.
it gets emotion out of you with the way things are looking. It's very artistic and very kind of unique and interesting. Yeah, I like that kind of take on stuff. It adds a kind of depth to his work that I like. But I hear you about Joe Kelly. I'm a huge Joe Kelly fan, but Joe Kelly's broken my heart before. You know, he's made choices that, hey, you know, I can't. He's brought me to tears. He's brought me to joy. You know, it's a heck of a ride. But
Yeah.
you know, I
Put
mean,
a
that's
little
the thing.
paprika on his name.
Yeah, you got to throw a little paprika on it. But he's a spicy meatball. I don't know what's happening, but I hear you, man. You know, sometimes
Hey, I have a question for you, Zach.
Comics-
What are we talking about? Do you know what we're talking about?
No,
comics
no.
will break your heart if you read long enough. You know what I mean? So it's
And your
it's
brain,
tough.
turns out.
Yeah.
Hey, wherever this conversation's going, baby, everybody's going for a ride.
That's right. Hop on board.
Now, Simon, the little rat creature, what? Yeah, and Greta, like, see, like that threw me for a loop. Like, who are these characters? They give me a little bit of an idea, but like, I didn't need that. I didn't need that. You got the clowns. You got the clowns chasing them.
I think, if I remember correctly, you know, definitely based on these books, but also remembering the era, because it was this writers group, and was it coming out weekly? Was it the very least bi-weekly?
I think it was the 3 weeks on, 1 week off model.
That's
that
what it
they're
was. That's
doing.
right.
I think they did that for like years, even when this run faded.
Yeah, and I think the idea there, as far as I understood it, is just like pack as many things in there as you possibly can. Let's keep the idea train rolling. Let's give new characters, new ideas, new villains, new situations, etc. Like legitimately take Brand New Day as sort of the MO of the whole thing, treating it as like, we're not going to ignore the stuff that came before, but let's really push it forward in a big way, because things have been going around in circles for a while. They haven't really pushed things forward. They certainly wrote themselves into a corner before this with a lot of Spider-Man stuff, or at least they felt that they had, and so they're trying to rejuvenate the franchise. Is the boring way of saying that.
But do clowns scare you, Zach? Is that like a trigger for you, or?
I mean, that clown is pretty scary.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
hate clowns. You should read Rick Remender's Seasons, man. It's got some crazy clowns in there.
I mean, and Greta's teeth got me stressed.
I
Yeah.
don't think she. I don't know. I don't remember specifically, but I think she's just like a beginning of the character issue, like cut it in out of situation. And here's a crazy rat, and here's a crazy homeless lady. What's going on? Doesn't matter. Let's go.
And then
That's
she
what I.
kisses, and then she kisses poor Peter.
Yeah, I did love the panel that came off of that, where he. I think it's off of that one where he vomits in his mask and it
Yep.
just like sort of poofs up like a balloon. Very funny.
Ducky.
Yeah, I
You love
can't
a
say that I
physical
wouldn't have done the
bit.
same. So now, who's Moses Magnum?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you guys don't know? Oh, see, I needed to know. That's
Yeah.
another villain I didn't know.
Well, that's the other thing with these issues is, like Alex was just saying, they were throwing a lot at the wall in this run, and you see a lot of characters, like for instance, Carly, the character I mentioned earlier, who's
Carly?
a cop, sort of Badge Carly, who is a Peter Parker love interest, and then he has the rival reporter, also a blonde woman who is never a love interest and is someone who is like sort of his antagonist who later dated his roommate, right?
Yeah.
And so like there's just so many characters in the same slot. It feels like a lot of villains like Moses Magnum who pop up for a little bit, vanish. Hammer, we hit the rogues pretty well throughout this period, but only once, and then we don't see them again because of the rotating creators. So it made for a chaotic. It was chaotic. But the thing I do like about this is the 3-part stories that we're getting here, which would go, bang, 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 back to back, and then week off, and then a new whole thing was happening. And that's sort of a good model, I actually think, for a lot of these big characters, both like Spider-Man, Batman, any of those major characters that people just want a lot of. Giving them bites like that, I think is nice.
What
I
what I
I do like the 3 issue story run. I do like that idea instead of stretching it out to 6 issues. I'm always this is how I think of it. Your first issue is always, it's usually the best. Your second is more of along the lines of like the setup. Your third and fourth have action. Your fifth one's usually meh, and then your sixth one you pack the punch. You give me that in just 3 issues, dude. That's so much better. Like I like that. It's these stories. Granted, yeah, I give the art some shit. Like that's fine. I sometimes you can be picky. You know what I mean? But like they're all good stories. I mean, I wouldn't tell people not to go read it, but don't expect this to be the movie.
Hmm.
well, that's
Yeah.
well. My question is, what I'm worried about is someone's going to go into a comic book shop, which maybe won't happen, but like, and say, "Oh, great, let me get this," and then be like, "What the fuck was the movie then?" You know what I mean? So,
Well,
and get upset
it's a
about it.
it's a very stark difference, talking about 2 movies in a row between
Tony
this
Stark difference, or
Tony Stark
Tony
difference
Stark,
between this and Spider-Man: Brand New Day the movie versus the Supergirl movie that's coming out as we're taping this upcoming weekend, which is an almost direct adaptation of Supergirl: Woman of Tomorrow, and that's such an easier lift. Like, I'm not saying they need to make the movies exactly like the comic books, but it's such an easier lift to be like, oh, you just saw Supergirl and you want to read more Supergirl stories? Here's this book that is literally the movie. Enjoy.
Well, I would go even one step further and be like, when they were first doing it, they were like, "We like this comic. We're gonna make it into a movie," and then they're like, "We like this movie. Here's the comic book." Like it's such a reciprocal, easy thing to do.
And I stopped by Midtown Comics in Times Square, which is a big shop here in New
Sick.
York. Thank you, Pete. I
Damn.
Really
appreciate
sick.
it. And they, first of all, didn't know what I was talking about with the Spider-Man Brand New Day volume first. And then once they searched around for it, were like, oh, yeah, no, I guess that actually sold out. So that means that, like, people are picking this up
Hey.
and they are definitely buying it, which is good. But then to the point we're talking about, they're reading it and being like, now I'm prepped for the movie. And they are not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I guess
that's how I felt. Like I thought, you know what I mean? Like it can kind of be misleading but I don't know. The movie looks really good.
Hmm.
I mean, the new
Now,
trailer just came out. Like 4 or 5 days ago. Pretty
yeah.
exciting. But let me throw this out. Marvel movies have struggled recently with being wildly, overly complex and bloated. But if you read this comic that is also wildly complex, going to the movie, you're going to be like, easy as peach pie.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, I mean, the movie might be really simple.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
It
I
mean,
could
mean, the
be.
trailer just has the hand,
Angela, Boomerang, the Hulk, maybe Jean Grey.
maybe,
I guess we'll see.
yes, exactly.
Also has
Spoilers, bro. What
MJ.
the?
Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever. Anyway, the point is that like it's not translatable. It also doesn't apply to a lot of the stuff that Marvel's putting out. My son keeps asking about Spider-Man the Other because they're really pushing that as like check out the Spider-Man Brand New Day in movie theaters edition. And based on the trailers, it seems like they're using one maybe element from Spider-Man the Other, which is also a absolute gobbledygook nonsense story over the
I
course
think
of
they're
television.
burying that story in the trailer, but that actually will be more of that.
You think that
is
Moreland
that
is
the
going to
one
show
with
up?
like the Spider-Man? He's like
Yeah,
this on the
doing the.
cover and the
Yep.
Yeah,
circle.
Yep.
great
Okay,
cover.
yeah. See, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Spider-Man the Other, the idea of that one is that Spider-Man finds out he's dying and he's being tracked down by this big Dracula dude called Morlun who wants to kill him. He goes around to the entire Marvel universe to find out if they can cure him from the deadly spider bite. It's the radioactive spider bite that's eventually killing him. They can't. He gets in a big fight with Morlun. He kills Morlun. He dies. And they hold on to his corpse, I think, in Avengers Tower, and then it gets covered in spiders, and then he breaks out of the cocoon, and then he has bone spurs coming out of his wrists and enhanced spider powers, and communes with the spider god, and then doesn't anymore by the end of the story.
Yeah, once everyone's like, we don't actually like this, they're like, okay, no problem.
Good
Sorry.
Lord.
Yeah,
That's a lot to, Spider-Man went from just being beat up by bullies to fighting spider gods.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And Zach,
there-
sorry, something we say often, if you want us to hold on to your corpse after you die in case that happens, we will.
Yeah, we got a corpse business where we can put you in a building, a log
Kraken.
cabin, igloo, anything you want.
you can check it out at putalittle.sugaronit.com.
All right, so now this is like special. I wasn't gonna tell you guys this.
Ooh.
All right, this is gonna be. I'm gonna start with Pete first.
Uh-oh.
All right,
That's never a good idea.
all right. Who is your favorite Spider-Man supervillain?
Ooh.
I'm happy to answer for Pete really quickly if you want.
Yeah, what do you think it is?
Pace Pop Pete.
Oh, stop.
Wait, I got an answer. Is it Mephisto, Pete?
No, it's definitely not. I was going to say
Punisher. The Punisher.
Venom. I was going to say Venom or Tombstone.
All right.
Punisher doesn't count.
How about you, Justin?
Favorite villain of
Yep.
all time?
Yep.
That is a tough
Spider-Man,
one.
though.
Yeah, I know. I know. This is a weird answer, but this is one that I'm trying to take back for Spider-Man because Daredevil's co-opted. But the Kingpin, I like when Peter's fighting the Kingpin because it's much more of like the classism thing and like the big tower, and he's the kid on the ground trying to get by. I like that.
All right. How about you, Alex?
I have a little bit of a tie. I like both Sandman and Rhino, particularly the more modern iterations, and I'm talking like the past 20 years or so, where there's been a lot more sympathy for them. Like, rather than just being like, I turned my fist into hammers and I robbed banks, period. There's been a lot of really interesting and sad, tragic stories with Sandman and his daughter, if I remember correctly. Rhino also has basically been
Paul
like,
Giamatti, you loved
Yeah.
it in the movie.
I do. Yeah,
He had
it's
this
like
tragic thing
Sideways.
happen to him where Paul Giamatti played him in a movie. So
Biggest
upsetting.
tragedy. But they're both.
They called it Sideways, too.
I mean, exactly.
I have nothing further to say.
What's your favorite part of the Sandman, Alex? Is it when there's actually one grain of sand that contains his brain, and Spider-Man's job is to capture the one grain of sand that his brain is in? If he gets
yes.
that grain, then he's defeated him.
Yeah, I love that though. Those stories
You
are
actually
great.
like it.
I actually like that.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's actually pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Hard. Alex's idea.
Thank
I
you. You
guess
have a great
Alex
podcast,
wins that section.
Thank you.
See, I like the Shocker. I mean, that man doesn't get
Wow.
enough respect.
Nice.
Yeah, like
Well,
he's kicked Spider-Man's ass a time or two. Now, granted, he's lost, and I mean, he is pretty much a loser, and I get that. But still, he's almost won like twice.
well, there's the Shocker issue in this volume. I thought
Yeah,
was nice. Really like him there.
that was
The only
written by
problem
Mark Waid.
with that Mark Waid issue, which is excellent. The only problem with Shocker is Electro. It's like, guys, which one of you should not be here? You're the
Well,
same.
Electro does electricity, and Shocker shocks things.
Yeah. Justin, what are you talking about? Completely different.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Like, let's get into the science, but no, that's too close.
All right, well, I want to thank you guys for being on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Zach,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having us on. We appreciate
Yeah, it
it.
was a pleasure, man. You got a badass basement there that is a stock full of really cool comics.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
a comic book shop? You have shop energy in your background. Right?
Yo, he's got shelving. He's got stands. It's
Yeah.
impressive.
He's got customers who have been waiting this entire time.
You gotta make that money, Zach.
I wish, man. I spend more money than I make. I promise.
Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Same.
So go ahead and tell everybody. This is where you get to promote your show.
Oh, nice.
Sure. Comic Book Club. You can check it out at comicbookclublive.com. We do the live show every Tuesday night at 7
Sure
p.m.
do.
to YouTube. You can check it out. We have great guests on every week. Yeah, that's pretty. We have a lot of spin-off podcasts as well. You can also check us socially, a bunch of different places, usually Comic Book Club, sometimes Comic Book Club Live, but look it up. We would love to have you join the club.
Wow, really good sales pitch.
Wow.
Last week we had Todd McFarlane on and had a truly hour-long conversation with him that is crazy.
Yeah, and this week, tomorrow, we're going to have Billy West, who's the voice of Fry from Futurama.
And a bunch of stuff.
Doug Funny, a couple of other things. Ren or Stimpy? Was he Stimpy? He was Stimpy.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome. See, I'm building up. How long you guys been doing this?
20 years. So after 20 years, you get Todd McFarlane, who's like...
Has to come. Once you've done 20, he has to come.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm almost a year in, so we're getting there.
Hey, congratulations, man.
Congrats.
Keep living.
Thank you.
We were
All right,
so
well.
young when we started.
Well, I want to thank you guys again for being on, and thanks everybody for listening. And as always, peace out, Cub Scouts.
Peace.
Sugar on it.